If I look tired, that's because I am. I've been volunteering with the distribution of food and supplies with FEMA here luckily at the same building where the portal is, my business. On Friday, I found out companies have been sending these products that are not going to be distributed to the public because they don't meet certain health requirements. And they're going to store them in Suite 1400, the big room, which is where I have events and a big portion of my business model. For the next 90 days, they have to store all these hazardous food products, basically pallets and pallets of prime. Can't make this shit up. So that's a big hit. I'm like, okay, no events for 90 days. I can work with that. I still have other spaces. I still have this room, gallery hall, as well as another room on the other side of that wall. And then back here I have my office, which I call the utility room, because it was a utility room. And out here, the courtyard. Finally getting cleaned up. It's a big mess out here. But I just got a phone call today saying they need the courtyard to put 2 dumpsters in it. I said, okay. For how long? And they said, well, and why won't you put the dumpsters in the back with all the other dumpsters? Basically, and yeah, I can't make this shit up. Basically, they said, well, we don't want the dumpsters to be seen by people driving by or whatever. As a matter of fact, we just emailed you your lease termination paperwork. So you're telling me that FEMA and National Guard have just commandeered my space while I'm looking for a new place to live, volunteer, and still work to get some income whenever I can. Now it's all gone. It's not, we'll relocate you or compensate you for 90 days. It's straight, we need your space. You have 30 days to leave. I don't know what to do. I've been searching for a place like this for 3 years. I just put everything into this, all my time. You know how it goes. The portal, to me, is not just my art studio and where I make a living. It was everything to me. I would get another studio space before I find a place to live. Anytime, all the time, every time. I'm still in shock. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do. Here we go again. Support me if you want to. I really appreciate everybody. I'm just I didn't get wiped out by the hurricane itself, but the company that's doing the hurricane relief. I mean, there's enough space for everybody. Put the dumpsters in the, shitty companies don't send shitty products for your tax break. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop bitching. I don't know. It's just so crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna document the next month or so process of what I'm doing, when I know what I'm doing, just telling y'all updates, I guess. I can't believe I got pushed out by FEMA. Fuck y'all.
But they sit here and sit in front of me and taking the money that I need to pay my rent so I don't be outside. But they get their rent paid for. They said they were set when they got here. They get $1,000 in link and 16 in cash. Fuck is you doing out here? And y'all live down here.
This is how many days you're working just to pay taxes. And this is how many days you work to pay for things that you need to live on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 months out of the year, you're working for free.
Hey man, say man, these Democrats are some evil, conniving, scheming motherfuckers. These some more bitches decided that they gonna buy the black vote. Huh? Somebody in the Democratic Party came up with the elaborate plot that, look here, these Negroes don't think for themselves. How dare they? They don't know nothing about morals, principles, and values. This is what we gonna do. We're gonna dangle a little money in their face, huh? $25,000, start up your own business. Opportunity. Give them a little hope. You understand what I'm saying? Because the celebrity shit ain't working, the race bait shit ain't working, so we gotta do something. It ain't just the black men, it's the black women too. They voting for Donald Trump. Ain't that a bitch? Let's promise them some money, and when we win this election, we ain't gonna give them shit. We ain't gonna give them shit. Listen here, black folks, listen to me good. This is a play. This is a play on your intelligence. We are not for sale. Black folks are not for fucking sale. You hear me?
Wouldn't it be crazy if they found 2.34 billion tons of neodymium in Wyoming? You know, a magnetic mineral which is pretty vital to computer technologies. Wouldn't it be crazy if Chariot Mining just found the first hard lithium deposits in Wyoming in the last month or so? Wouldn't it be crazy that while all these hurricanes are going on, there is a massive wildfire engulfing the mountains of Wyoming right now, which has burned over 78,000 acres? Wouldn't it be crazy if the media appears to be just ignoring the fact that there's this massive fire in Wyoming? Wouldn't it be crazy if Chariot's stock price has gone up nearly 40% in the last month? Wouldn't it be crazy if these massive fires are only 45 minutes away from Black Mountain, the main project of Chariot Mining Company? That would be crazy. Yeah.
But it's the look in her eyes that I can't forget. Last night, somebody was at the river and just looking at the destruction and cars upside down and saw Halloween costumes floating down a river. And then she saw faces and realized they weren't costumes. She said, I've seen bodies and I'm not okay with that. And then somebody called and said, when is somebody gonna come collect all the bodies that have piled up along the embankment of the river? And then a man called saying, I need 911 at my house. And somebody said, why? Are you okay? And he said, yes, I'm okay. But I opened my front door and there are several bodies in my front yard. This is the This is the stuff I'm having a hard time with. Because I want to make it better for everybody and I can't do anything.
So, I just want to say something about the whole immigration thing, right? I came here when I was 8 years old. It was 1998. Me and my parents, we came over from Portugal. And even before that, they had waited a while to even get the okay to come into the country. So, you know, finally when they were like, all right, you know, we think it's the right time, we came in, you know, came on over to this country, and we never got anything from coming here. We never got help, food stamps or anything like that. We actually moved in with my grandparents at the time, and then my dad would work construction, and we saved up enough money after a couple of months to get our own apartment, and that's what we did. We never got shelter, we never got food, no cards, money on cards. We never got that. We felt so thankful to even be able to come to this country that we even felt like we owed to this country. This is how grateful we felt. We didn't come here to beg and complain and whine and say, oh, look at what the politicians are trying to take away from us. They're trying to do this and that. They're blaming us for doing this and doing that. Well, yeah, of course they're going to blame you, especially when you're a criminal and you're coming on over here and we're giving you food and shelter, and then on top of that, you're going to complain and whine. No, we took everything for granted. We loved coming here. We felt like we owed this country something. And my parents even had to study about the country. We couldn't go out and just vote. We couldn't get a license. Yeah, right. God forbid. Yeah, you kidding me? So they even had to learn about the country, and they knew that if they got their citizenship before I was turned 18, I would automatically get qualified. And they have a hard time speaking English as it is. So, but you know, night in and night out, they learned about it. They learned about the history and the background. I would help them because, you know, I was a quick learner. I was young, so I picked up really quick. They went and got their citizenship. I became a citizen. I'm just so thankful to have such a great country. But to look back and reflect on what was then and what is now is shameful. To know where we came from, where we went to Afghanistan, battled. We sacrificed so many people, so many men and women for this great, beautiful country, and to just see it go downhill. We're in the middle of World War III. I don't want World War. I don't want I have 2 kids. I don't want anything to happen to them. And there's even more that I could get into. I could even get into the whole trans thing. I don't want my kids playing against the trans. It's not right. That's why we must vote. We must vote for Donald Trump. 2024, that's the only way to go.
I don't know what caused the river to shift, and it started coming, and that trailer right there by the church, it threw we're not sure what it threw, but it crashed the carport, and then it knocked down the house.
What's your name?
My name's Manny. The only positive thing I gotta say, man, hey, that these mountain people, and they taught me a lot. So where I come from, people don't help us out like this, man. I mean, you're from the West Coast. People don't help us out like this. I mean, people stopped by, dropped off food, water. Everybody was telling us that the National Guard was here and that FEMA was here. Hey, man, they weren't here. They were in the rich areas. They weren't here. We were the last people they got to, but they weren't here. Man, shit got to change, man. Shit got to change because this fucking sucks. It sucks, man. A lot of people died. A lot of people lost their homes. It's the people higher up. Why send them to the rich people? Yeah, the rich people, just because they're rich, they need help too. But don't forget about us. I mean, the river's right there. We got affected pretty bad. I mean, why are we the last ones to get taken care of? Are you going to try to stop people from clearing the roads and making areas accessible so we can find more people that need help? FEMA trying to shut them down from helping us, clearing the roads. Like, who else are you going to send out here? I mean, who are you going to send? Fuck FEMA. Their filing process. I mean, I filed mine online, and they're telling me that my Social Security ain't my Social Security. Like, wait, motherfuckers. I'm a U.S. citizen. I was born and raised here. This is my Social Security, the one I was given when I was born. You're telling me it's wrong? That's just fuck you. I mean, that's stupid. For a while, I didn't want to apply. I would get pissed off at my mom. She goes, I'll go to FEMA for help. I was like, why? FEMA hasn't even been here. My pride wouldn't let me get it. And I said, man, I'll stick to the locals. And when I did reach out to FEMA, I can't even say they denied me. They told me my information ain't correct. I was like, really? My information ain't correct? My driver's license, my Social Security, my identity ain't correct. So when I pay taxes, my information's correct. The process is a joke, man. Some people get help. Most of them don't. I think they just approve enough to get people to shut up. I mean, pretty much if there's 100 people, hey, man, let's approve 20. How about they can shut up? I mean, that's pretty much what it looks like. Everybody needs to get prepared for the winter. I mean, winter's amongst us. It's already here. Like, we went to the Newland Fire Department earlier because we see that they got a shipment of heaters on Facebook. So we went out there, and the fire department guys are awesome, man. But the dude up front checking the forms had asked her if she had power. She said, yeah, man, I got power. She goes, then why do you want a propane heater? This is for people that don't, less fortunate people. How the fuck are you going to tell her that she don't need a heater? I mean, you going to really tell her she don't need a heater? I even told the dude, I said, why don't you get in my car so I can take it to my house? And then you decide whether I need a fucking heater or not. Dude, we got power. Our fucking heater's fucked up. I mean, our shit was flooded. You think our shit's still going to work? I told him it don't work. Some of these people get in their head up their asses, man. They're going on power trips. Like, who the fuck are you to decide who needs a heater and who don't? Just because they got power, they don't need a heater? I mean, don't you know during a storm, shit gets fucked up? Heaters, things get flooded. Cars. So just because you got power, she don't need anything? I said, you know what, man, forget it. I said, you know, it's hard enough to come ask for help. I says, but then we get here and you humiliate us like this. So we talked to one of the firemen, and he just says, I don't know what his trip is, man. I got you. And he brought us a heater. He brought one and says, hey, man, here. He goes, I'm sorry you guys went to that. And he took off. And it's funny because he was doing everything like low-key so he wouldn't get caught. Because he didn't want these people to say something like, who the fuck's he? I'll slap the shit out of that old man. I mean, serious shit. I mean, I just bit my tongue because she's like, man, stop. Because I started losing my temper. And I was telling him, I'll slap the shit out of him. He ain't nobody to tell us. Why don't they tell the people donating this stuff, all this information, and see what the people donating tell them? You don't have the authority to dictate who deserves a heater and who don't. If someone comes, man, you're going to help them. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to sit there and question them. Yes. That's because the minute you start questioning people, they're going to start feeling humiliated because these mountain folks, man, they're proud people. I mean, it's hard to ask for help. And you're going to tell them they don't need something, or you're going to turn them down? It's like, why? It's not your place to fucking sit there and decide whether they need one or not. They're being donated. I mean, hand the motherfuckers out. What are you going to do? Let them sit there and rot? Take them home? I mean, what's the purpose? What's the purpose? Give them the benefit of the doubt. That's between them and God if they start deciding to act scandalous. It wouldn't be my job to assume that they're doing something stupid, that they're being greedy. That's not my job. Yeah. My job is hand the shit out. They come, hand them out. Get them out. Get them out the way. Right. You know what I mean? As quickly as possible, because if you check the forecast Tuesday, it's supposed to get real cold. I mean, that's what should be done. Hand the stuff out, man.
There's so many Trump supporters in my comments right now asking me dumb questions like this because they clearly don't understand how the economy works. Let me explain how it's perfectly feasible for Kamala to give everybody free money. If you'll look at this chart behind me, you'll see a weather map, and you can clearly see here that almost every day in the US it rains. Like all over the country it rains. Okay, and what do we know happens after it rains? One of these things pops up. Okay, what Kamala's planning to do is when the rainbow comes up, we're gonna have a task force of people go out to the end of the rainbow where they will find one of these. These kind gentlemen have been giving out pots of gold to us for generations. And what happens is the other politicians have known about this secret and they just take the gold for themselves. Like, they don't even share it. But what Kamala's planning to do is pump these pots of gold into the economy and back into the hands of the American people. And I commend her for that. So y'all need to get woke, okay? It's time to be